Hello everyone. Today we will discuss about the importance of business environment. In the previous video we have started the chapter that is business environment, and we have discussed the definitions of business environment, the features and the dimensions of business environment. Now it's time to move further. Today we will discuss about the importance of business environment. As I told you previously that to scan the business environment is very compulsory, or it's very mandatory for the businessman. If a business want to exist, if a business want to survive in the market and want to capture a good market share, then 100% or definitely the businessman should scan the business environment properly, because after scanning the business environment we can come to know about the changes prevailing in the business environment. Because I told you a number of times that the dimensions of business environment are dynamic in nature, they keeps on changing. The economic environment can change, the political environment can change, technology environment can change, means the environment can change. So a good businessman always scan the business environment to compete in the market and to capture a good market share. So the first importance of market business environment is enables the firms to identify opportunities and getting first mover advantage. It means that if the businessman scan the business environment very keenly, then he will identify the opportunities in the market. If anyone or any businessman scan the business environment, then he can get the benefit out of it. He can get the first mover advantage out of it. For example, if I can take the example of your business studies syllabus. If the CBSE has suddenly changed the syllabus of business studies and any publisher come to know about that changes, then that publisher first publish the book of the amendments or the changes and get the first mover advantage out of it. So this is called identify the opportunities and getting the first mover advantage out of it. So what that the publisher does, the publisher identify the opportunities after scanning the business environment, that some changes are going to be taken place in the syllabus of business studies, and he published the book according to the changes which will be taken place in the next year. So what he is doing, he is just getting the first mover advantage to publish the book before any publisher, isn't it? So we can say that if anyone or any businessman scan the business environment properly, then he can find out the opportunities and getting the first mover advantage out of it. Second one is it helps the firms to identify threats and early warning signals. I told you that when any environment will change, then it will give the signals. Threats means the negative results can be happen with you or with your business. So these are known as threats. So if the businessman continuously scan the business environment, then he can find out what threats can be occur in future, and these dimensions of business environment gives you early warning signals. For example, when GST is going to be applied on the goods and services, then what will happen that time? There was a means there was an idea in the mind of the businessman that whatever the stock they have to sold out, right? Or second example we can take like this: the proposal of Tata Motors to bring out a small car by 2008 as a warning signal for the Maruti Udyog to reduce its cost or to introduce economy model, as previously only Maruti Udyog was there in the market, but after getting the market share captured by Tata Motor, it is a signal for the Maruti Udyog to reduce its cost or to make a model for each and every section of the society. So we can say that after scanning the business environment we can find out the threats, and because the business environment always gives us early warning signals. Third one is it helps in tapping useful resources. It helps in tapping useful resources means There are number of inputs in our business like finance, machineries, raw materials, etc. And it supplies the environment with its output such as goods and service for customers, payments of taxes to government, return on financial investment to investors, and so on. Because the enterprise depends on the environment as a source of input or resource and as an outlet for outputs. The enterprise designs policy that allow it to get the resources that it needs so that it can convert those resources into outputs and the environment desires. Right? Means we have to utilize all those resources which are demanded by our customers only. Right? In short, we can say that we have to utilize only those resources. We have to convert our those inputs into output which are demanded by our customers according to their desires. So we have to design our goods and services after getting the preferences and demands of the customers so that our resources are not going to be waste. So we can say that business environment helps us to use our resources in the best possible manner, and this can only be possible with the help of scanning the business environment properly. Next thing is it helps in coping with the rapid changes. As you know that the business environment changes day by day and very frequently the business environment changes. So after scanning the business environment, it can help to cope up with these rapid changes, because whatever the changes taken place, if you want to survive, I told you previously, if you want to survive, if any market if any company want to survive in the market, want to maintain the goodwill, then definitely it should have to adopt these changes, and these changes can be known by you only by scanning the business environment. Next is it helps in assisting in planning and policy formulation. After scanning the business environment, we can make the plan and we can formulate the policies for future. And definitely a good businessman, a wise businessman always first scan the business environment, then he formulate the plans and policies for his organization, because after scanning the business environment we can have the idea in our mind that what changes can be taken place in near future, so that whatever the policies and plans we are framing, we can frame according to the changes occur in future. Next is it helps in improving performance. Business environment helps to improve the performance of the employees as well, because if any new technology will come in the market, then we can make these technology adopted, we can make these innovative or discoveries to be adopted by to our employees, by the managers, by the help of manager, so that we can say that because business environment always change to upgrade us, right? If any technology will change, then definitely it will improve the performance of the employees of the organization. So we can say that if the business environment will change, then it will always improve the performance of the employees, and if the employees performance will improve, then you can gain the good market share, right? And the next topic is demonetization. We are very aware about this term demonetization, as we have gone through this on 8th November 2016. On that day, our Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi has announced for the act, that is demonetization. So what is demonetization? It is an act of government to cancel the legal tender status of a currency unit in circulation. It is an act of government to cancel the legal tender status. Legal tender status here means legally 500 and 1000 rupee note are not going to be accepted by any of the bank or anywhere, except paying some special utility bills. Utility bills here means कि you can pay at that time, you can pay 500 or 1000 rupee note to get the petrol and all. Number of things were there at that time, so that you can make the things, or you can make that 500 and 1000 rupees note working. Clear? So we can say that demonetization is an act of government to cancel the legal tender status. Legal tender here means which is legally accepted, right? So legal tender status of a currency unit in circulation. And what was the unit? 500. What was the denomination of that currency? 500 and 1000 unit, 1000 rupee note. And these notes were announced as invalid legal tender status. Means if you will go with these notes 500 and 1000, it is not going to accept, right? So there are certain features of demonetization. Before going through the features, I just want to make your attention why demonetization took place that time. The aim of demonetization was to curb the corruption, was to curb the counterfeiting of the notes, and number of things were there at that time to get out the black money from the people. Black money here means the money on which the tax is not paid, right? So that's why demonetization took place that time. Now there are certain features of demonetization. First one is it is viewed as tax administration measure. That time number of people were there who had not paid the tax on their black money. So with the help of this demonetization, the government is able to take back that tax from these people. And if they find that some people have not paid the tax, then they charge some penalty rates on those particular people. Clear? So first one is it is viewed as tax administration measure. Demonetization, we can see the demonetization in the form of tax administration measure, by which we can get the tax on the black money, whatever it is held by the people. Because definitely those people who have the black money, they will come to the banks and all to convert the black money into white money, and the bank will definitely ask the source of that money. And if you are not able to clear that amount from where you get that amount, then definitely that money is known as the black money, and you will have to pay the taxes on that black money, as well as some penalty was also charged from these people. Second one is it also integrated as a shift on the part of the government, indicating that tax evasion will not be tolerated. Now demonetization also acts as a shift on the part of the government, and government directly indicate that if anyone will do the tax evasion, it will not be tolerated by the government. Evasion means it is a type of theft, right? If you are not paying taxes on time, then it is an indication by the government that if you are not paying your taxes on time, then in future or in presently we are not going to tolerate any kind of things like that. So tax evasion is banned that time, right? Next feature is leads to channelize saving into formal financial system. Number of people have the black money with them, number of people have the money with them in their houses, but with the help of this demonetization, definitely they will have to go to bank to convert their money into the white money. So the money can be channelized into saving, the money can be channelized into a formal financial system. And what is the formal financial system? Whatever the money you have, you should have to deposit in the bank. On number of schemes was started by the government or by the bank financial system, so that you can channelize your saving into a formal financial system. Next is cashless economy. Demonetization helps us a lot to do the cashless transactions. As you remember that time, at the time of demonetization, because the people are not able, the people don't have sufficient amount of money with them that time, because there was too much rush in the banks and all, and 500 and 1000 rupee are the biggest unit, we can say, at that time in our economy. So we can say that most of the people are using Paytm, RuPay and number of apps to send their money from one place to another. So what was that? This is called digitalization. This is called cashless economy. The people are doing cashless transactions that time, right? So demonetization makes our economy cashless. So these are the 4 features of demonetization. Now, what were the impact of demonetization on our economy? First one is money or interest rate. As we know that the people are having the deposits, or the people are having the money with them, 500 and 1000 rupee note, so they will go to bank to convert their money, right? So what is the impact of money and interest rate? The bank deposit were increased that time, and as the cashless transactions were taking place that time, so there is a decline in cash transaction. No one is using the cash transaction. No one was believed on cash transaction that time. Second one is private wealth. Private wealth means whatever the wealth we have, so all are rushing to the bank to convert their cash, to convert their money into the white money, we can say. So private wealth, at that time the private wealth were decreased, because whatever the wealth they are having with them, they have to go to the sector, they have to go to the financial system and convert the cash, convert that 500 and 1000 rupee note into a new currency. Next one is tax collection. At that time the tax collection was high, because everybody wants to convert their black money into white, so they will have to definitely, they was paying taxes on the black money, whatever they had at that time. So we can say that the tax collection was increased that time. Next is digitalization. I told you that at that time cashless transaction took place, so we can say that digitalization take place in our economy, and the digitalization was increased in our economy because cashless transaction took place. Next is public sector wealth. The demonetization doesn't affect, means no effect on the public sector wealth, because the public sector enterprises always pay the taxes on time, and the number of tax means they pay taxes on time, as they are control, they are they are work under the control of the government, right? So we can say that these are the impact of demonetization. First one is money or interest rate. So what was happened with the money? The money will increase, the money was increased in the bank as the number of people are there to deposit the money in the banks. There is a decline in cash transaction, because at that time all believes in the cashless transactions only. Private wealth will become decreased, because whatever the private wealth or the private money the people are having within their houses or in their homes, they are just rushed towards the banks or financial system to deposit their money. Tax collection was increased at that time, because the people who are having the black money, they deposit the taxes on the black money as well as the penalty amount. Digitalization was increased at that time, because that time cashless economy was there, cashless transaction was increased. In public sector there is no effect, because public sector always believes in paying taxes on time, so they have a very clear chit statement with them. That's why for on demonetization the public sector wealth has no effect on that.